My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and this is the best refurbished phones to purchase in 2023, Fall Edition. I make one of these videos every half year, so please subscribe if you want to know what refurbed phone to purchase. Before we get to the phones, let me lay down some guidelines to make sure you make a qualified buy. Refurbished phones can be bought either online or at a store, and I urge you to buy them at a physical store rather than online, because you can take the product into your own hands and make sure how it feels and if you like it or not. Now, what phone should you buy speaking from the fall of 2023? A rule of thumb is a 1 to 2 years old phone. Phones older than 2 years typically have a worn feeling to them and they do not receive as many software updates, so I advise you to steer clear of them. So, we're looking at phones basically from 2022. So here's my top 5 refurbished phones by brand, speaking from the fall of 2023. In at number 5 we have Google with their Pixel series phones, and it would be a tough recommendation for me to recommend any of the 7 Pixels because of their overheating CPU, but luckily this little bugger, the 6A, came out in May 2022 and has the Tensor G1 chip inside that doesn't overheat as much. And especially if you can get it at skampris, say around 100 to 140 US, then the Pixel 6A is a great buy and it's a sweet little phone. Brand number 4 is OnePlus. This is a OnePlus 11, but the recommendations I got is the 10T and the Nord 2T. Both are easy recommendations and you can find a link for them down in the description or right up here. In at number 3 we have Motorola with my phone of the year for 2022, the Motorola Edge 30, but also the Motorola Edge 30 Fusion is a great buy. It depends on what you value the most. The Moto Edge 30 is more sturdy and has better sound, whereas the Moto Edge 30 Fusion is the more fast phone if you want gaming, for instance. And you can watch my phone of the year video right up here. In at number 2 we have, dare I say, of course, Apple. And the reason why they're only at the second spot is because they retain a very hefty price, even secondhand, most of them. And I would recommend any iPhone 13 or 14. It's not that I wouldn't recommend the iPhone 12 anymore, but in late 2023 I just think we want a little bit more out of the camera. Just a quick side note, if you want to buy a really funky phone and you can get it, buy the Nothing Phone 1. It has been on sale here in Denmark for very cheap prices and it is a very solid option. Recommended by your tech friend. And then we reach brand number 1, and to no surprise for most people probably, it'll be Samsung, of course. And I got 3 recommendations for Samsung phones. The first one is the Samsung A33 that will still get many years of software updates, and you ought to be able to find it for a very small price, perhaps as little as $100. It's a super excellent budget phone at that price. Second Samsung recommendation I got for you is the Samsung S21 FE 5G, and it's on sale many places right now. It's a very good phone and I would get it in Oliver Pink. Watch my very comprehensive comparison and review of that phone right up here. And the winner of this entire recommendations video of refurbished phone is gonna be, of course, the Samsung S22. This is the S23, but looks very much like it. It's a great lineup and it's a very solid recommendation because you'll be able to get them at a very good price. Watch my long-term review of the small Samsung S22 right up here. Final thoughts is not that I wouldn't like to include a Sony or an Asus phone on the list, but they're just very tough recommendations from 2022. And it's also not that I wouldn't like to recommend a Realme, Oppo, Honor phone, but we just don't get them here in Denmark. And for Xiaomi phone enthusiasts, I can't recommend unless you're already a Xiaomi user. Remember to subscribe to get more refurbished phones recommendations in the spring of 2024. My name is Brian from Denmark, your tech friend, and I'll see you in the next video.